Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's session as we will spend together about 35 minutes talking about solutions in the mobility space. We have with us today 3 amazing startups sharing their solutions with us. But before we go into the pitching itself, I would like to introduce some of the experts on the topic that are with us today as members of the jury, sharing thoughts and giving feedback at the end of the session on the pitches that they have just heard. So I will do a quick round of introducing the members of the jury, and I will ask each of you that are hearing your names to quickly share in 30 seconds relevant things about your work that you think we should know. So the organization that you work with, and very quickly about what your work entails. And we are starting first with Damian Rock from Alliance for Impact. Hello, Damian.
Thank you, Anna, for introducing me. Quick word about myself. I'm an investor at Alliance for Impact, which is a pre-seed and seed investment fund that we just launched this year with the aim of creating a wide community of impact-driven founders all over Europe. We have the aim to invest in about 100 companies in the next 6 to 7 years, which implies that we'll be backing 12 companies every year in impact-related fields, such as mobility, for example, or health and wellness, or even new means of consumptions. For this, we are studying a little bit on different and various topics, and mobility being one of them.
Perfect. Thank you, Damian. And I look forward for your questions at the end. Next, we have Miki Yokoyama from UBC Partners. Hello, Miki.
And welcome, everyone. My name is Miki, and basically I'm wearing 2 hats, managing a few accelerator programs, but also being a venture partner at UBC Partners. And UBC Partners is an early-stage venture firm based in Munich and Berlin, in Germany, focusing on B2B tech and mobility. So essentially it's a 3 fields: industrial tech, enterprise software, and mobility, with ticket sizes from 500,000 to 5 million initially. And we've just closed our 3rd fund this year, have funded 30 companies in total, and now have 260 million under management. And I'm looking forward to the pitches today.
Thank you, Miki. And next up is Gaspard Martin from Meif Avenir, which is a name I'm sure I'm not pronouncing correctly.
No, it's perfect. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. So I am part of the Meif Avenir team. So Meif Avenir is a VC firm created in 2015. We are based in Paris. We invest in Series A to Series B startups. And we have an evergreen vehicle with 250 million euro under management. So our main purpose is to invest in software and in mission-driven companies to enhance long-term and sustainable value creation. So in addition, we are active investors, so we can make lead or co-lead investments to back entrepreneurs' ambition to create a society that is better for all. And we can invest in many fields such as HR, health tech, circular economy, clean tech, mobility, or fintech. And for instance, we invest recently in Certideal, which is an e-commerce platform for refurbished smartphones. And that's it. So we're happy to be there.
Thank you, Gaspard. Next up is Vaclav Gregor from Soulmates Ventures.
Okay, I will just correct it. Hi, my name is Jiří Kuchyňa. We needed to change the member from our Soulmates Ventures. I'm a director of a Soulmates Capital Fund, and we are the new member of the Soulmates Ventures group, which is originally Czech group of let's say, ecosystem, starting with incubator, accelerator, and currently now we added as well the investment fund. We are focusing on sustainable investments in some seven main streams, and mobility is one of them. So I'm really looking forward to seeing nice startups within the mobility stream.
Thank you, Vaclav. And last one on the list, we have Jerome Jacquez from Aster Capital.
Yeah, perfect. That's correct pronunciation. Thanks a lot. So Jerome, I'm one of the partners at Aster. So we are a clean tech fund. So we've been running for 20 years now. Like now we're more diversified, like within like basically any industries which are carbon heavy. So that includes obviously energy, manufacturing, construction, etc., and as well mobility. So within mobility, so we look at most of the topics, so like mobility as a service, or like the different usage, also electric or like autonomous vehicles, and also like I would say all the forms of green mobility, basically. So about the fund, we have 600 million under management. Our headquarters are in Paris, but we have offices in London, San Francisco, and Tel Aviv as well. And recently, we've been recognized as one of the top European funds in the Climate 50 ranking.
Thank you, Jerome. And what a nice lineup of experts we have in this room. I cannot wait for the Q&As. And now it's time to hear the solutions. So we have 3 pitches lined up today, and 3 minutes each pitch. And first one up is Hugh Thomas from Magway.
Good afternoon, and thank you for inviting me to pitch. Magway, we're a zero-emission freight delivery utility. We take vehicles off the roads, make our cities cleaner and safer, and we plug into the automation revolution that is happening into logistics. The easiest way to explain that is to play a video. So I'm going to press click on the clicker and see if it works.
The world has shifted. How we work, live, and stay connected. Today we can have what we want when we want it. But at what cost? The damage we are causing is unsustainable. We need to protect our planet. We need environmental solutions that will safeguard a future for the generations to come. Magway is a zero-emissions delivery system that combines proven technology with bleeding-edge innovation. Easy to install, it is faster, smarter, safer, cheaper. Magway can remove up to 90% of delivery vehicles off the roads, drastically cutting congestion and pollution, timing deliveries to the second, creating a less cluttered landscape. Magway will revolutionise business and logistics forever and be at the forefront of the global fight on climate change. The future is renewable and sustainable. Our vision is to drive the electrical revolution, unlock new economies, and connect cities, towns and communities like never before. Magway is delivering a cleaner future, changing the game and helping to change the world. Join our journey and see how you can get involved. Magway, zero emissions delivery. The wait is over.
Thank you, Hugh. That was a very good use of 2.5 minutes. So thank you for sharing your video with us. Next up, we have Nicolas Duval from K Riol. Hey, Nicolas.
Hello, everybody. I'm refreshing the link right now. Very good. I don't know if you can see it.
Not yet.
Up, I click on the green.
Yes, right now it's working. We can see it.
You can see it?
Yes.
Very, very nice. So Hello everyone, I'm Nicolas Duval, CEO of Carriol, and to introduce Carriol, I will introduce the main challenge that European cities face right now. On one side, a huge increase in demand on last mile logistics for groceries, material, and packages, and on the other side, congested towns and cities that makes quite impossible for logisticians to drive through the cities and address this last mile logistics. We know at Carriol that the future vehicle that will drive our last mile logistics in European cities are the bike, but today the bikes lack of tools, of vehicles to carry heavy things. So at Carriol we invented and patented a new technologies. We manufacture electrical bike trailers that allowed any bike to carry up to 250 kilos without any effort. Electrical bike, classical bike, the bike that you have in your garage, or a post bike. We manufacture two kinds of vehicles on the last miles to address groceries, packages, and material. And we work with almost only big B2B companies. We have logisticians, national posts, and local logisticians, retailers, and companies that just need to replace utility vehicle. Why do they use Carriol? It's because they allowed them to drive, to save up to 10,000 euros a year compared to utility vehicle, and to have an ecological impact on their activities. Carriol also manufactures a second kind of vehicles based on our technologies. We do electrical trolleys for construction site to help construction workers to carry things on the last meters. If I sum up, Carriol, it's a French company that has now created 6 years ago, 50 people today, and industrial factories in France. And we build new technological vehicles to help sustainable logistics on the last miles and on the last meters. 10 engineers, strong, innovative ADN. And our main goals in Carriol is to put the embedded intelligence to empower sustainable last mile and last meters logistics with pragmatic tools that are ready to go on Europe. And we are actually, because I think it's a theme of the pitch, raising a Series B to address Europe for the next 5 years. Thank you all.
Thank you, Nicolas. Thank you for sharing the idea and the model behind Carriol. And the third pitch that we are listening today comes from Philippe Kayries, sharing with us what Accure is all about. Hello, Kay. Can you turn your mic on, please? We cannot hear you.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was just trying to figure out the clicker, and it seems to work. So let me just put that in a side window, and we can start. And, well, a big thank you to Nicolas and Thomas for their pitches, and I think I can really circle that into what Accure is doing, because the one thing that I believe everyone can agree on is that our energy future, in terms of mobility, in terms of energy, will have lots of battery in it. And, you know, I love the way that the cars, well, the trains that Thomas showed, and also the delivery vehicles, and also the bicycles, they're all powered by batteries, you know, to bring renewable electricity into our new mobility. And so batteries are, you know, a key component of both. But what we also know, and just to show you a few big numbers, you know, with this central role in our mobility and energy system comes a lot of revenue potential in this whole battery domain, of course. But I'm an engineer by education, so the interesting thing for me and for Accure is batteries are incredibly complex. They lose capacity, they lose performance as they age. And if we think about a sustainable world where we want to have, you know, lasting sustainable products, batteries need to be sustainable too. So they need to sustain their performance over a long time. But what we see in reality is often they don't, at least today. So this is an aging curve that we measured in the lab. And another thing, of course, is battery safety. We've heard too many recalls of battery systems this year. Hyundai, Kia, General Motors, and actually yesterday, LG Chem, the Korean battery manufacturer, issued a huge recall for stationary battery systems. And so this is something we need to tackle. And we want to do that using software. So Acure Battery Intelligence is a platform that ingests battery data from all kinds of systems, from all kinds of verticals, into a platform to do some battery magic with them, which includes data cleansing, battery models that give us information about the safety, about the performance, about the aging. And then we feed that information back to our customers, back to our partners to help them predict failures, manage their warranties, second life usage, and all this. The great thing about our solution is we don't need any changes in the systems, so we can just start right away. It works with any battery system. It's not just an idea, we're already doing it at big scale. So we're monitoring today over 150,000 battery modules across the globe in Europe, India, China, in the US, and our customers grow over 30% year over year, which is quite nice for a SaaS company. Our background is in science. The three founders are competitive martial artists. We actually know each other from there, which is a fun way to deal with people. And we raised a Series C last year, and we're going to raise a Series A probably before the end of this year to become the world's leading battery intelligence platform. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Kai. Thank you for rounding up this series of pitches. And we have right now 10 minutes for questions. So I would invite any of the members of the jury, if they have any questions to ask any of the startups. It can be a question either addressed to all of them or to a particular one. Let's hear them out. And I can see Miki that she has a question. So please, Miki.
Yeah, my first question would go to Thomas, but thank you everyone for the great pitches. Thomas, can you tell me a little bit more on your business model and also how far you are in terms of traction, prototype, product, generally where you stand with the business? You're on mute, I think.
You are on mute, so we need mic on. Thank you.
Can I clarify that we don't use batteries? We use small-scale linear motors at very close centers, all running over our proprietary software. So our IP is in the control of linear motors. Our system's running currently 65 millisecond headways. So that's what gives us phenomenal capacity. Our business model is to charge for use, to partner with institutional investors interested in building the system. And then the current partners we have on the pilot project we're working on, major retailers, major landowners, 3PLs, logistics companies, major software company looking at the integration. So bringing those partners together in order to build the system and then charging for use. We just closed our seed, and we're aiming for Series A early next year. We have our first commercial contract, so that's a 5-year deal to develop a system. First element of that will go on site next year. That's with a major multinational. It's not in the e-commerce space. It's for moving things on private land, but that will give us the proof. And you're welcome to look at the system in use at our demonstrator in Wembley in London.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have another question from Jerome.
Yes, I mean, again to Hugh, because just to on the same topic, could you explain a bit what type of trips you are targeting? Like, is that like from warehouse to warehouses, or is that like last mile, etc., or you don't care and it just depends on the customer or partner?
First target is short distance, warehouse to warehouse. What's happening with automation is that things have grown, they've been added over time, and there's a lot of inefficiency in movement of goods between warehouses. So that's where we're getting the initial traction. Moving things into airports, moving things out of ports, we're getting a lot of traction there. And then moving things from the warehouses into the city centre. So the major pilot project we're looking at in London is a 10 mile, 16 kilometre project, and that enables us to access 1 million Londoners via a 15-minute electric cargo bike ride. So we're working on all of those levels at the same time.
Thank you both. Do we have other questions? We still have 5 minutes time to address them.
Maybe I will ask Nicolas you. I like this idea of the electric bike trailer. And could you explain, when I'm sitting on the bike, which is not electric, but the trailer behind me is electric, how I operate it?
Thank you. That's the key of our worldwide patent. The bike trailers in real time measure the strength between the bike and the trailers. And with an embedded intelligence in real time, it can solve it. So you go on your bike, you just drive your bike, and it looks like you're doing just bike, and actually you can carry 250 kilos. So it's the key patent of our technology. It allows us to create a smart electrical trailer that you don't need any third formation to drive. You do bike, but you deliver hundreds of kilos.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. And I think Damian has his hand up as well.
Yes, right. Sure. Maybe a question for Cure. In terms of value proposition, I was wondering what are the KPIs that you are tracking on the battery inventories, and what ends up being the economical benefit for your clients?
Sure. Thanks for the question. It kind of depends on the customers we're working with. So for some companies, safety and performance is the utmost thing. When it's a critical infrastructure, the battery failing unexpectedly has very, very high costs, like into the millions. And so if we can prevent that, that's great. We're also working together with an insurance company who's backing our claim so that if we don't warn you, they will pay. So that's, the level of safety we can add. For others, increasing the lifetime is a huge issue. And that's, also ecologically very important. Batteries age depending on how you use them. So if you can figure out when and how they age, you can start optimizing. And this can give you anything from 15 to 50% of increase in lifetime, depending on how bad you are in the beginning, right? But generally, this is a huge lever for creating value out of, with software, creating value for something that you've already built.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Thank you. And I can see another hand risen from Jerome. I'm not sure, Jerome, if you have another question or it's...
No, it's other question.
Okay, perfect.
To Philippe as well. So you mentioned both that you are targeting stationary batteries and electric vehicles. If this is correct, I just wanted to understand, how easy is it for you at the moment to get the data from electrical vehicles? Because, I know the field quite well, and a lot of startups, they struggle because they need to go through negotiation with the OEMs, etc. So I just wanted to understand your approach there.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, one of the reasons we're not, it's our strategy to not target OEMs first, because negotiating with them takes years. And we want to show that we're, useful today. But it's not just OEMs and e-mobility. Like 2 of our largest customers operate electric ships, right? And electric ships, they have a very, different set of boundary conditions in terms of performance, in terms of safety, and also in terms of monitoring. Adding a data logger to a huge ship, the extra costs don't really matter. It's the same for electric buses. And so utility vehicles, trains. This is where we're moving in first to prove the value of what we do. And I absolutely believe that all the OEM will need a solution in that field. And only few of them will be able to do it in-house. So I want to be ready for in 2 or 3 years when they, understand the importance of it, to be ready to provide a solution.
Thank you both. And as we are quickly coming to the end of this session, let's take one more question, because I see one more hand already. I think it's Martin's, right?
Yeah, hello. I had a question regarding Accuro battery intelligence, but maybe you already answered it. I was wondering about the maturity of the market. If your potential customers are currently proactively looking to better their battery management, and maybe perhaps I was wondering about the competitive environment regarding this market.
Yeah, sure. So, everyone, I think, has understood in the domain right now that the quality and longevity of their batteries will be crucial to their business model, right? So until a few years ago, they were like, oh, we first need to build products. We don't need to optimize them yet. But with the maturity of the market, it's actually getting easier for us to find people getting interested in what we do. We are commercially very successful. So we make significant revenues already, although we're less than a year old. We've grown very strongly from 5 people to 32 in less than 12 months. And still growing. The competitive landscape, there are a few startups in the domain, I would say, but interestingly, we're the only big player that is a software-only solution. There's lots of people that want to test batteries, but it doesn't scale well.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you all for such a nice round of questions and answers, and I feel this is just the beginning of where these conversations could take us. So for this, I am inviting you all, and those of you who have further questions, who want to share more, to want to connect a little bit deeper with the people in this session, follow the link that my colleagues have shared in the chat and go into the networking session. The link takes you to one room and one room only, where you will meet all the other people in this room that will want to join as well. And you can stay there for as long as you want, and just keep connecting, keep sharing, and keep learning from one another. Thank you all so much, and enjoy the rest of the event. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.